Hello and welcome to the chaos. It is Sunday morning. It has been 2 weeks since my last video, and I apologize for that. I am still getting over the illness that I had. I'm still coughing a good bit, and my voice is still, you can probably hear, not like completely back to normal, but we're good enough. I was able to go to my market yesterday, so we're going to make our video like I planned. I brought you outside today because it's a beautiful, just crisp fall morning here in Mississippi. And it's been a long while since we've been able to really enjoy being outside for long periods of time because it's been so hot. You know, in the summertime it's very hot, but for the past week or so it's just been, we've had cooler nights. It's been nice and crisp and chilly in the morning, and it's just nice. It's nice to sit outside, and actually it's been nice all day. It's been really, really good weather. Fall is my favorite season, if you can't tell. So I have now 2 weeks worth of makes to show you guys. Let me see if I can start with like the oldest down here in the bottom. The first thing I'm going to show you is I did finally finish the moths that I was going for. I wanted 10 total moths, so I've got the last of those. So there's this one that I did with this burnout. I think it was just called dark gray. This was one of the skeins that I got when my local Joann's went out of business like a year before the whole company did. And they had a big, like 90% off everything clearance sale. And I went in several times picking up batches of stuff, but the last time I went in, literally the only thing they had left was this wall of gray burnout and red burnout. And I think it was crimson was the color, and it's not even, that's like a discontinued color. So I bought everything they had. So I wound up coming home with like 6 skeins each, I think, of this gray and the crimson color, and I still have a bunch left. And I love this gray color, actually. Is really good for possums and stuff, and it's really soft, this particular burnout. It's very nice. So, and then the wings I did in almond because I went with the cream colored fur that I have from Nice's, because it's, where is it, Nick? I can't pronounce it. Niceec. You tell me how you pronounce that. But I have a couple of different colors of fur from them, and then I did my hand painted amethyst eyes. These are available on, I think currently they're in my Palm Street shop. I had intended to add them to my personal website, so if I haven't, I will by the end of this video. So if you want some of these, you can get them as well. But these are some of my gemstone series. They all have like this holographic piece in it, and then the color to indicate whatever gemstone it is. So these are the amethyst. I don't want to put them down on that to get them dirty. I'm gonna pile things up in my lap, I guess, because I don't want it to get dirty. So then I made another one in this dark gray also, just because I really liked it. But I made this one with turquoise fur, and this is a Premier Basics Chanel Brights color. I think Seaside. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think that turned out really pretty. And I used the sapphire gemstone eyes for this guy. That's another one in my gemstone series. That'll be on my website. So I just love the way these moths turn out, and I really like the ones, the last few that I did that were multicolor instead of the solid color. I mean, I like the solid color too, but the multicolored ones are really like grabbing my heart right now. They're really pretty. Sorry if I'm looking too far. I'm trying to dig in this bag that's down in my waist. Okay. So then I did this one. Same turquoise fur from the gray, but you can see how it looks like it's different just because it's up against this blue. And this is a Premier Basics Chanel Bright. So this is one of the solid color ones essentially, but the fur is like a little bit different, which I think is nice. If that darker one was Seaside, what was this? Or is this the same? These are the same. Okay, so this is the Seaside again. Maybe. I don't remember what the name of this one was. I don't think I ever knew the name of this one, because this was one of the Premier has those bags that you can get that are like yarn ends and like leftover bits or whatever, so it doesn't have a label on it, and you get like 3 skeins worth for the price of 1 or something crazy like that. Like, it was a really good deal. And for a while it was this color, and their the key lime green color is what was coming in those bags. So I got a couple of them in this. Now, I did have issues with the key lime being really, really rough when I ordered those, and I wound up just throwing them away because I couldn't use it. It's just really waxy and and unpleasant to the touch and unpleasant to use. So I wound up throwing those away. But the blue was nice, so I kept it. And then I used diamond dyes. So these are the diamond in that same gemstone eye line. So that's 3. Was that all the moths that I did? Did I do all the other ones previously? I might have. Let me see. Digging in my bag. It might be. Nope, that's not a moth. Oh, there he is. I knew there was one more. Light gray. Okay, so, and this is the color pale gray, I think, from Premier Basics Brights. And so this was another solid color one. So I have 2 solid color and 2 multicolor. And then I have, this is a leftover remnant of fur yarn from, I think from a Michael's fur, from the Michael's faux fur line. And that one comes 3-stranded. So I have to always unwind it into a single strand to make it workable, because otherwise it's just way too thick. So that's what I did with this. And I just had some left over and I thought it looked nice with this gray. And then she also got amethyst dyes. So I used 2 of my amethyst dyes on these guys. Okay, so that's all the moths. So that brought me up to 10 total moths. So then the next thing I started working on was the fairies. I've kind of gone back and forth on what name I want to call them. Not that it matters, because nobody's going to know what name I call them, except, you know, in my inventory list. But I've called them pixies, I've called them fae, forest spirits, woodland sprites, like all that kind of stuff. I think I'm going with fae, maybe flower fae. But I wanted to get 10 of them, but I don't think I did. I bought a skein of burnt almond specifically to be the skin tone for these guys. So I went until I ran out of that skein of almond, and I think I wound up with a total of maybe 7 of the flower fae for the market, and I just decided that was enough and I was done making them. So here are our flower fae. So we have this one in tones of blue, and I just kind of freehanded the skirt and like the floral part of the hat for each one, just kind of made it up as I went along. Oh, this one I think might be my favorite. It kind of has like a little gnome hat and then a little ruffle. And then, oh my goodness, this one. This is a Bernat, is it an ombre or is it perfect phasing? One of those cakes. And it was like an orange to red sort of color. So this was like a remnant of that. And I think that looks really pretty. And then I did sort of sunflower petals on this little hat and gave it like I copied like a strawberry top to do the stem part, but I just thought it looked really cute. So there's that one. And then this one. So bigger ruffles on the skirt and then sort of a pumpkin look to the top on this one. And I think that might be all of them. I think that might bring us up to the 7. Yes, that brings us up to the 7 for the flower fae. Yeah, flower fae. That's what I'm calling them. All right, you know what? I'm gonna brush. I have a table out here that's next to me, but the dog likes to climb up on it and sit on it, and so it's constantly dirty. But I'm gonna give me a minute. I'm gonna brush this off a little bit and make a clean spot to set my stuff down, because my arms are getting too full. All right, so we're just gonna lay these guys down right over here, so they'll be nice and safe and clean. And then I'll show you the next few things I made. So after these guys, I kind of took a short break from prepping the bigger things for Ren Fair, and I worked on a new pattern. It's not officially released yet. So I'm going to show it to you, but I'm not going to tell you who it's from. And I'm not going to tell you much about it, but I made 4 of them. So I'm going to show you these 4 little guys. And when it's officially released, I will talk about it again and probably do a post on my Instagram. But for right now, I don't want to give anything away about who made it or who to look for it from, because the designer doesn't want it to be promoted yet. The designer is not ready for it to be promoted yet. But so I just took a little break, like one afternoon of Ren Faire stuff, and made these guys. So just a little sneak peek is all you're getting. Super cute. I made 4 of those. So that was my little bit of a break, mental break from bigger things and from Ren Faire specific things. And then I jumped into making stuff for my claw machine. This is the new Critterlings pattern by Pawgysplace. And I went ahead and got the big pack, so I got all of them. Because I just love all her patterns anyway. So I started with the unicorns. And they turn out so cute and tiny. I didn't put eyes on them. I didn't think it needed it for my purposes. And because I modified it a little bit to contain a stress ball. So it poops bubbles. But if you put safety eyes in things with these stress balls, the pokey part of the post of the safety eye will break the ball and it'll make a giant mess, and you don't want that. So the unicorns don't have eyes. So these are going to be my claw machine guys. So I made 4 of the unicorns. 4 unicorns. I used Baby Bear and Parfait Chunky to make these. You can do these Critterlings patterns in Bernat as well, and they'll come out, you know, a really small, cool size. But doing them in the Baby Bear or the Parfait Chunky, I feel keeps them perfect for the stress ball, because the stress ball is pretty small. Or for keychains, like this would be a great keychain size. These patterns, y'all, if y'all haven't jumped on these patterns yet, I've talked up Pawgysplace patterns a lot on my channel, on my Instagram, with my friends. They are worth it. They are worth it. None of her pattern packs are really all that expensive. You can get them in great big pattern packs like I usually do, where you get like 15 to 20 or 30 patterns in one go. Or she's got smaller packs if you just want these 3 critters, or, you know, those 4 or whatever. But I would highly, highly recommend checking out her list of patterns. These are the perfect size patterns for keychains, for mystery boxes. Now these are the ones, the Critterlings, these are the newest ones. These are smaller. Her little critters come out about this big in Burnout Blanket. Next to my head, you can see about this big in Burnout Blanket, and maybe about that big in Parfait Chunky. So about 2/3 bigger than these guys. These are about 1/3 the size of the little critters. Mystery boxes, keychains, just quick and easy, throw on the table market makes. That's really what they're great for. And these guys, even without the stress balls in them, if you just made them and stuffed them like the pattern is written, would be perfect little like $6 things. Like you just have a basket of just these tiny little guys just to dig through. People love little things. So 4 of these guys. And then I did 4 of her little alien pattern, which is adorable. It looks like the claw machine aliens from Toy Story. Now these I did eyes by doing fabric paint. So it's not as perfect as a safety eye would be, but it gets the point across, and I think it's cute. And then I modded them to do the squish ball out of their mouths. So 4 of these guys. And then I did the goblin pattern, because I'm trying to stick with like fantasy stuff. I do want to do some of our other little Critterlings eventually. And these also got the fabric paint safety eyes, and they get the embroidered teeth, and I have them blowing bubbles. So 4 of these guys. So that's 12 claw machine stuffies so far. I'll probably make some more. I have more stress balls to put in things. Now, just as a little quick how to modify a pattern for a stress ball, and you can do this with any pattern. For the ones where I put it coming out of the mouth, where it's like in the middle of the plushie, first you have to kind of know where the mouth is going to be. Sometimes that's easy to figure out in the pattern where the mouth is going to end up, because like this one, I knew it was going to be in between the arms, so it was easy to see where it was going to be. Other times you may have to like kind of decide where you want your mouth to be, and then adjust your other stitches accordingly. But these are easy to do because of the arms and things like that. So when you get to where the mouth is going to be, whatever row you're on, for me it was like when I was doing the purple shirt row that I did it. I got to this point then I did a chain and skipped a stitch and then continued from there. And then when I got to the green row, I just worked the green row as normal, like, and worked in the chain when I got there. And that leaves a little hole for your stress ball to squish out of. So that's the more advanced way of doing it. The easier way is like with these unicorns or anything that you want to just poof, if it's worked front to back. When you get, this one is worked nose to tail, so when you get to the end, instead of having it closed off, I did an extra like 2 decreases just to make that hole a little bit smaller, and then tied it off with the hole still open in the stress ball inside. So that's how you do that. So that's a little bit easier than trying to figure out where your mouth is going to go. And you can do that with any pattern. If it's small enough to hold a stress ball, or if you get really big stress balls, because there are some out there that are really big, you can do that with any pattern. You can also use small stress balls in bigger stuffies, and I have done that, but you have to be kind of creative with stuffing it and then like inserting your stress ball where you want it to be and like holding it against the hole, and it can be a little bit finicky to get it to work right. And I have done it. I have some plushies in my booth right now that are the bigger Pawgysplace ghosts and witches cauldrons that have little stress balls in them. But like I said, it's just a little bit more finicky, and this is a much easier way to do it if you just have a plushie that's sized for the stress ball already. So then, after doing all of the claw machine stuff, the last thing that I worked on this week was dragons. I wanted some more dragons for, excuse me, excuse me, I'll edit that out. I wanted some more dragons for my market. I have big dragons. I sold a couple of them actually at a recent market, but I still have 2 of my really big dragons. I have the big gold and Darner dragon by Crochet by Jenna, and her newest standing dragon in like a turquoise color. And those I priced at $150. So I still have 2 of those. I didn't feel like I needed more big dragons right now. I have a couple of the medium-sized dragons at about 65 and 85. So that's like my KP Crochet, I can never say her name, KP Crochet Creations, I think that's what it is, like Fury Dragon patterns and the Snugglebeans Crochet Dragon patterns, the smaller of her patterns. Those in Bernat come out to be sort of my medium large dragon. So like the big golden dragon and the big standing dragon from Jenna, I call those my extra large. And then I have large and medium that are kind of like 85 to 65. And then Jenna's no-so dragons from her book also, and I think she also has that pattern separately, but that dragon also counts as sort of my medium dragon pattern for 65. So that's, I have a few still in that range. So I needed smaller range. I have one, what is it called? Nyx the Dragon by Celestial Homebody, the Celestial Homebody. I do have one of hers, and that one kind of hits the $25 range for me, which is a good price. I have some really smaller ones from Pawgysplace, the little critters. She has a dragon pattern in there that I modded color-wise to look like Dragonite and Charizard. So I have a few of those. So I wanted kind of to stay in that range, like the $25 to $35 range. So this pattern that I found, I've had it for a while. I've had it for a while. This is just the first time I've done it. Turns out to be the perfect fit for that $35 niche, 35 to 45. And it is Keely, the baby dragon by Fox and Fey. So you already know I love Fox and Fey's patterns. All of the moths that I showed you earlier, those are Fox and Fey. My Saja Boys, all my big character plushies, those are Fox and Fey. She's also got a Cthulhu pattern and like a Mind Flare. Is it Cthulhu? Yeah, like a cute Cthulhu. That's what she calls it, like a baby Cthulhu that I really want to try. If I have time between now and the Renfest, which is literally this weekend. Literally this weekend, I want to get a couple of them. I don't think I want to go ham on those and do 10 of them like I did the other ones, but maybe 2, maybe 1 for each day. Anyway, but so I love her patterns already, and she had this dragon pattern that I had purchased a while ago when she had a sale, and I just haven't had a chance really to use it yet. And it is so cute, y'all. Look at this. And I used stinker eyes in these guys because it just made it that much more special. Now here's, you can already see, Here's the special thing about this particular pattern. You fit 2 fingers into this loop right here, and then you fit the loop of the tail over your thumb, and you've got a pet dragon. And how adorable is that? And how perfect for Red Fair is that? And it also fits perfectly into the price range that I needed it to be. Now, I did make these all in Parfait Chunky, Baby Bear, Cozy Cub, Posh, that yarn weight. If I had done these in Bernat, they would be a good bit bigger, and I feel like they would have been more like full arm dragons, which could be cool. And maybe I'll make one in Bernat just to have it and see if somebody wants a giant one to sit on their wrist, and I could price up a little bit for that, I guess. But they're really fast. I think it was maybe about an hour-ish for each one, because the little body, I mean, it's just, the little body is little, and then you just have this tail. I mean, it works up really quick. The wings work similarly to her moth wings, so they work up really fast, and I like how they get this kind of shape to them without having to do a lot of extra work. Like, I do like the dragon wing patterns that go back and forth in rows. I think they come out looking nice. But I've never been a big row worker. This one works in rows too, but it's like 4 rows, so it's done really fast, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Also, the ears, I don't know if you can see them on this one. The ears, they're cute. They're really little. It's a stitch that I've never done before. She calls it a picot. It's not a picot. Or picot? Is that how it's pronounced? I've always said picot. I might be wrong. P-I-C-O-T. You guys can tell me. Anyway, she calls it a picot in her pattern, but that it's not. A picot is when you chain and then you slip stitch back into the beginning of the chain, and then you have like a little like spike that you create that way. That's what a picot is. These are different. This is a stitch that she's created on her own, basically. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's in the pattern. But it's unique. I've never seen it done anywhere else before, and it does make this really just cute little nub of an ear. And then we do bobble stitches for the horns. She does bobble stitches for the feet. Well, she does 2 bobble stitches in a row for the feet to make them bigger. I did that on 1 or 2 of them, but got frustrated with trying to figure out the placement because my tension kept making things like twist weird. So I wound up just kind of figuring out where I wanted the feet to be and doing a triple bobble stitch. And for me, that works. It's not what the pattern says, but for me, that works. So it allowed me to have it where I want it to be. And all of them are 2 colors. I mean, of course, you can experiment and do other colors and stuff if you want. But I loved that it was simple. I could grab 2 complementary colors and whip it up in like an hour. And I just think they turned out great. So I have this navy blue one with gray and green glitter disc sinker eyes. Now, none of these are hand-painted sinker eyes. None of these are hand-painted sinker eyes. These all, I just used the glitter disc that came with it. These are 20 millimeter eyes. I hate painting 20 millimeter eyes. I have some. I have done them in the past. But unless it's just a straight solid color, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's just not enough surface area to work on, and it drives me insane. So I just did the glitter discs on these just to make my life easier. So we have navy blue and gray. And then we have what my daughter calls the cotton candy one. So baby blue and pink. And this one has a white pupiled eye. I have like half of them white pupiled. Or 4 of them? 4 of them are white pupiled, I think. Yeah. Okay. And I have pink lemonade. So hot pink and yellow. And again, white pupiled eye for that one. And I have, this was the first one I did. This is actually following the colors from the pattern. So sage green and a lavender and a white pupiled eye. This is what it looks like on the front of her pattern. And I mean, this is not the most adorable thing. Anyway, okay. And then I have mint green and like dark teal, muted teal, pastel teal. I'm not even sure. And I think I gave that one pink eyes, yeah. So very cute. And then finally, black and dark gray. Same dark gray that I used in the blue one. And gold eyes, gold white pupil eyes for that one. So that's the 6 that I have so far. I do want to do 4 more of those. I want to have 10 of those, but they whip up so fast. So I'm going to do 4 more of those in those sides. I have a red and gold picked out already to do the next one. I did 2 of these at my market yesterday. And I probably had time to do the red and gold one too, but I was just tired of crocheting at that point. It always takes longer to make something at a market because I'm being interrupted in between, and I don't know. I felt like I'd spent the entire day already crocheting. The market yesterday was not great. I'll say that. I had too much time to crochet. If I got 2 whole dragons done and had time to complete another, I had way too much time to crochet, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't feel like I put a Instagram post, so if y'all want to go see what my profits were and what my thoughts were on that market, I put it all on the Instagram post, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, so we put these guys back in their bags. So I'm getting there. I'm making it, guys. Renfest is this weekend. I literally have 6 days. 6 days till Ren Fair. I'm so excited to be bringing all of these adorable things, and I really hope this one goes great. And next year, instead of trying to do this street fair that I did yesterday, I'm going to try to do Ren Fair on both weekends, or at least I hope so. I hope it goes well enough to justify wanting to do it on both weekends. I can't imagine that it wouldn't. I don't know. I'm just holding out a lot of hope. Holding out a lot of hope for this one. My little pumpkin girl. Okay. So that's everything back in their bags. Back in the bag. And I need to get another market bag to tuck it all in. Sorry, I got distracted. 2 of my roosters were attacking one of my hens, but she seems to have kicked them off. Yeah, that's Karen. She can take care of herself. She doesn't take no nonsense from those roosters. As a Karen wouldn't. Anyway, I also got distracted. My son is at the back door, which has a window, and he has his face pressed to it, and his nose is doing this. And it was very distracting. I'm sorry. This has been a very distractible, rambling sort of vlog today, and I apologize for that. But I have now shown you everything I made for the past 2 weeks. I'm sorry for missing a video from being sick, but you know, it happens. It just happens. So we've got Ren Fair this weekend. Oh my gosh, 1 more week. Hopefully I will have a chance to video maybe on Friday and show you what all I've managed to make just to finish out the prep for Ren Fair. And then I'm going to do my best to get a good vlog while at Ren Fair. The only issue is camera battery. Since I don't have a dedicated camera, I use my phone, and my phone is also where I do my credit card sales. I do have a little backup battery pack that I bring. So I will do my best. I will do my best to at least get some clips that I can stitch together into kind of a vlog, and then finish it off with like a chat like this. And that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. It's already been about 30 minutes that I've been recording. Well, a little less than, but about. So I hope this has inspired you, giving you some makes that you want to try. And I hope you enjoy sitting here watching me show you stuff and listen to me talk at you. I do enjoy bringing you these videos. So if there's anything else that y'all want to see in the future, do let me know in the comments. I do want to do some more safety eye stuff. And I had thought at one point about doing another business basics video on internet sales, but I don't feel like I'm qualified really to speak on that. I have multiple places where I sell things on the internet, and I do make sales, but I'm not making a ton of sales. And in fact, on my own personal website, I haven't made any sales yet. So I don't feel, I mean, I know how to set it up. I have a website set up, but I wouldn't say that I am qualified to speak on that because I haven't made any sales. And you don't want to know how to just open a website. You want to know how to sell things from it. And I haven't figured that out myself yet. So, what are those other things that you guys want to see? More tutorials, maybe? I could do more tutorials on some of my patterns that I have previously released that I don't have current tutorials on. I could do an updated tutorial on some of the ones I have done. Like my chicken and my octopus are on there, and it has been a long while since I made those. So I could update those, maybe better lighting and some fun music and stuff. I've only got a few markets left this year. I have the Ren Fair, and then I have 2 markets the weekend after that, and 1 market the first weekend in December, and that's it for the end of the year. And then I probably won't be doing any more till the spring. Hopefully I'll be doing Anime Fest in March. That will be the first one I'd be coming back to. So I'll have a long period of time there where we can fool around and figure out different fun videos to do that don't involve hard prep for markets and markets themselves. Maybe I'll do some more pattern roundups. I haven't done one of those in a while. So if there's maybe some patterns that y'all are interested in, or I could just do a big roundup of like really cool free ones I found on Instagram, that could be cool. Anyway, so that's what I got for you today. I'm gonna stop rambling at you. I hope you guys have a great Sunday and a great rest of your week. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Yeah, it probably won't show up in your feed any more than it already does, but it'll help with my algorithm on YouTube, and I would really appreciate it. So thank you. You guys have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.